no boats ever land on the beaches, and no human steps foot onto any land in Massachusetts.
Alright, this one is SCP-4006, hashtag Massachusetts. This one suggested to me by Giffy3919. He told me to check out SCP-4006 because it's his favorite SCP. And this one's also by TheVolgun. Alright, let's start. Is this like...
It is the pervasive...
Is Massachusetts, are we getting gaslighted for it? Like, are they saying like that thing does not exist? Or nobody lives there? The whole Massachusetts SCP? Alright, that's crazy right there.
Pervasiveness and
That's
frequency
interesting
of these
though.
nigh incalculably low probability events and their collaboration to effectively spread misinformation about Massachusetts that earns SCP-4006 anomalous recognition. Why several SCP Foundation researchers were immune to the effects of SCP-4006 and were able to discover it and subsequently spread the information to others
that is crazy.
unclear. To better understand SCP-4006's effects, the following is a heavily abridged early history of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Massachusetts lacks any tribal presence. Several nations, including Britain, Portugal, Spain, and France, begin to colonize the New World or the Americas. Britain, knowing of France's plans to claim the northernmost parts of North America, claims to have a colony further north in Jamestown and names the full colony Plymouth. Due to poor communication, further colonists are led to believe that the land of Massachusetts has already been colonized. Colonists that wish to go to Plymouth inexplicably find themselves landing further south after terrible ocean storms. Such colonists are met with other colonists who believe themselves to be further north and call the area Massachusetts. The fishing industry operates out of Rhode Island. Though fishing boats are pushed north by southern winds to the coast of Massachusetts, no boats ever land on the beaches, and no human steps foot onto any land in Massachusetts. Rhode Island and Connecticut develop unknowing of the presence of people believing to be within Massachusetts. Colonies use the same land and harvest from the same forests, but never come into direct contact with one another. Colonists believing to be from Massachusetts, hereafter referred to as SCP-4006-A, and colonists from Connecticut and Rhode Island finally meet, but never explicitly discuss their location. SCP-4006-A assume the others they meet to also believe themselves to be from Massachusetts. Cities establish two or more separate governments and assume separate names. People believing themselves to be from one city or another only meet with police forces and only read of the news pertaining to the city identity.
Imagine the person that made this SCP. They're like, what kind of SCP we should make? Let's make Massachusetts a big ass gaslight. Let's say it doesn't exist and everything we know about Massachusetts are fake. That is good. That is really good.
Entity they believe to be true. The governments of each city never become aware of each other's existence and continue to function independently. The same pattern is established as the colonies of Rhode Island and Connecticut establish governments, while SCP-4006-A believe these governments to be their own governments. English surveillance of each colony is tricked in much the same way, incorrectly assuming they have crossed the border into Massachusetts, and only then encountering SCP-4006-A when discussing regional affairs.
I gotta search what
to assess the history of
I forgot already.
Massachusetts past this due to SCP-4006's effects. By 1928, SCP-4006-A spanned the entire East Coast and several northeastern states. Concentrations were and are still highest in Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, and New Jersey. The furthest west that SCP-4006-A have been identified is North Dakota. People believing themselves to be visiting any city in Massachusetts, such as Boston, will actually be in any number of other cities near Massachusetts. Such cities include New York City, Philadelphia, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh. Whenever in a conversation where the name of, trivia about, or landmarks within the city are discussed, people will only encounter others who believe themselves to be in the same city. Note that due to the scale of SCP-4006, only enough effects to communicate the nature of SCP-4006 have been recorded here.
It says, existence of one Tamil SCP is classified the highest level of Foundation, and their locations and functions are known to be a few Foundation personnel. Yeah, what does that mean though? What does Tamil mean? I forgot already. Is it like containable? Or just like I'm at the okay, Tamil class are anomalies the Foundation specifically used to contain other SCPs. Even the mere existence of Tamil class object is classified as the highest levels of Foundation. Now a few for complete list. Okay, so it's just a secondary class. So it's just pretty much this one's like high clearance kind of thing. But is it safe? I'm assuming it's safe. It's just like because some officials or something like that, or like SCP officials, like they know that this thing exists. So I'm assuming it's safe. But it's just public, just like the public cannot know about it, right? Or it's not that they cannot know. It's just they're being affected by it. I don't know.
All recorded effects of SCP-4006, contact any personnel of Level 4, 4006 clearance.
Okay.
Addendum 4006-1. Foundation occupation of Massachusetts. SCP-4006's effects make Massachusetts an unusually secure location for Foundation activities. However, while SCP-4006 is currently the most powerful probability-based anomaly within the Foundation's knowledge, purview, and containment, it has been shown to be imperfect, as several Foundation scientists were able to discover the true nature of Massachusetts while researching anomalies they believed to be within Massachusetts. As such, Protocol MTV-4006 has been created. Protocol MTV-4006 is a reminder to all involved with SCP-4006 and those working in sites within Massachusetts. Do not assume that SCP-4006 will keep activity secret. Continue to take all necessary precautions to maintain the veil. In the event that SCP-4006 fails to censor all information about the true nature of Massachusetts. In the name of MTV-4006, the Foundation has allocated several million USD a year towards creating further defenses against the public discovery of the true nature of Massachusetts. Such precautions have included setting up sites at the locations of several supposed cities, Boston, Springfield, etc., and making the sites appear to satellites like normal buildings. Having roads between sites mimic the publicly agreed upon road maps of Massachusetts. For example, the sites between Springfield and Boston use a connecting road that is technically a continuation of Highway 90, and wearing mostly civilian-style clothing while wandering outside of sites.
So it's pretty much a ghost area, like nobody lives there, right? Like nobody lives at Massachusetts or something. But they're kind of like the SCP Foundation's hiding it. Like, you know, in China, they got like ghost towns and stuff like that. They will build like buildings and stuff, but nobody really lives there. It's really interesting.
At the time of writing, all precautions have been wholly unnecessary, as SCP-4006 continues to function as expected. This fact has not diminished the Foundation's dedication to Protocol MTV-4006. Addendum 4006-1. Extension. Continued Foundation occupation of Massachusetts.
What's in them, though?
Sites within Massachusetts have expanded to be the 5 largest Foundation sites. Site 19's function as the largest collection of Foundation Level 5 personnel,
okay, that's interesting.
HMCL supervisors, etc., as well as the home of
SCP Foundation's using Massachusetts. It's hard to say that word.
Based
Massachusetts.
At the supposed location of Boston. Many difficult to contain SCP objects, or objects that take up a significant amount of space to contain, have since been moved en masse to Massachusetts. Hundreds of Foundation researchers, staff, and miscellaneous personnel have been migrated to Massachusetts in consequence. In light of this, several developments have been made in the name of Protocol MTV-4006, including an airport has been created by Site 4006, in mimicry of the supposed Logan International Airport, where private Foundation airplanes disguised as commercial flights may make it easier to commute to and from Massachusetts. Plans to create airports in several other locations in Massachusetts have been drafted. Infrastructure mimicking real cities has been implemented to create easy living for those within Massachusetts. All businesses have been placed in locations mimicking online maps of the cities. A more complex roadway system across Massachusetts to make for easier commute between sites and testing locations. In response to these developments, Project 4006-109, full realization of Massachusetts, has been proposed in hopes of creating a functioning state within the United States in which the Foundation alone may operate and accommodate for thousands of personnel. Official implementation of Project 4006-109 would begin in 2 years, if approved. Addendum 4006-2, completion of Project 4006-109 and expanding awareness of SCP-4006. Project 4006-109 has been completed, and the state of Massachusetts recreated from common public misunderstandings of its structure. All major cities and small towns have been created, infrastructure mimicked, housing populated with SCP Foundation personnel, and all major public roads created. The U.S. government has begun to treat the physical location of Massachusetts and its Foundation personnel as true citizens of Massachusetts. SCP Foundation
That is crazy,
personnel and
man.
the U.S. government have
Like the
implemented a
whole
system by which
Massachusetts,
only fellow Foundation personnel
I
within
guess,
the government ever preside over Massachusetts.
like
This
only
way, the true
SCP
nature of
Foundation
Massachusetts
personnel lives there.
continues to remain secret, while also allowing the SCP Foundation's recreation of Massachusetts to function as a real state within the United States. Commercial flights have now been seen flying over Massachusetts, and several civilian cars have passed through Massachusetts at various times. In light of this, classified Foundation activities have been further suppressed, and Protocol MTV-4006 has taken even higher precedence. Testing areas above ground have been officially closed off to the public to make certain that civilians passing through do not stumble upon classified materials. Several addenda have been removed due to redundancy and repetition. To view a full list of removed addenda, contact any researcher of Level 4 4006 clearance. Addendum 4006-8. Uncertainty regarding SCP-4006. In 2023, it has been found that fewer than 20 people believing themselves to be in Massachusetts exist outside of the state of Massachusetts, and that those that do are not under the effects of a probabilistic anomaly such as SCP-4006. Massachusetts is now more populated by normal U.S. citizens than Foundation personnel. While Massachusetts remains the largest collection of SCP Foundation assets, personnel. While Massachusetts is now more populated by normal U.S. citizens than Foundation personnel. While
US,
Massachusetts remains the largest collection of SCP Foundation assets, all sites, testing grounds, outposts, and otherwise are hidden and contained. In light of this, 3 motions have been proposed. Reclassify SCP-4006 as neutralized, reclassify SCP-4006 as explained, and keep SCP-4006 as thaumiel. The first motion
if there's
argues
like
that
citizens there,
SCP-4006 no longer quantifiably exists. The second motion argues that while SCP-4006 was a large enough phenomenon to warrant the designation of an SCP object at the time, every individual piece of SCP-4006 was able to be explained by coincidence and science. The third motion has been put forth by the O5 Council. Level 5, 4006. Clearance required. Item number SCP-4006. Object class, thaumiel. Special containment procedures, non-applicable.
Applicable.
Description. SCP-4006's existence is in and of itself theoretical. Proof of SCP-4006's existence or non-existence has not been concretely gathered, but due to SCP-4006's likelihood to exist and its position as the most powerful probabilistic anomaly in existence if it were to exist, it has been recorded as an SCP object. Evidence for SCP-4006's existence includes the public's ignorance of the true nature of Massachusetts, the public's ignorance of the true nature of the universe, the containment of over 3,000 SCP objects with breaches in secrecy being only temporary, the existence of SCP-2000 and other thaumiel SCP objects, the existence of SCP-3000, and the discovery of amnestic compounds in general at convenient times in the Foundation's history. Earth's dimensions being particularly disconnected and difficult to access from the rest of the multiverse. The non-existence of any powerful groups whose goals include the complete destruction of normalcy.
Damn, is Massachusetts a different dimension? Like, does it exist in a different dimension? Maybe it's just like, maybe it's like you have to enter a gate or something like that to get there. That's why other, like, some planes get there and some doesn't. Huh. Like some other vehicles or any type of way to transport does not get there, but some was able to. I don't know.
The existence of several powerful groups whose goals include the maintenance of normalcy. The existence of the SCP Foundation. However, due to SCP-4006 only potentially existing, and evidence suggesting that if it does exist, that the SCP Foundation in part perpetuates it, it is best to assume that SCP-4006 does not exist. Allowing the theory of SCP-4006's existence to perpetuate may instill a sense of apathy and meaninglessness, leading towards SCP Foundation personnel taking far greater risks than are necessary, while holding the belief that SCP-4006 will cover any mistakes of theirs. SCP-4006 is the phenomenon known as the Veil.
The Veil.
This concludes today's lecture.
Right.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. J. Miller. Thank you, Yeah. Well, that was a crazy one, right? It's like a whole state that can gaslight you. And it pretty much hides its true nature. But the question is, how did the SCP Foundation found out about this? That the Massachusetts is it's like not normal state. It shows you that it's a normal state, but it's really not. And like, now that they're like normal citizen that lives there, will they remove it as thaumiel and act like it's a normal state and like move it to like maybe explain or safe? But it's not really safe in it, like, cause I don't know. This one's very intriguing. Whole state. But yeah, Giffy3919, appreciate you for recommending this one. This one's nice. I like this one. All right.